In this StorPool validation, we will demonstrate the ability to script StorPool commands and how to clone KVM virtual machines from a single StorPool volume instance. We have three windows open. On the top left, we're running Iometer against a 500GB iSCSI LUN. This shows background performance levels while we create our virtual instances. On the right, we have the KVM Virtual Machine Manager window open, showing the status of virtual machines on PS01, our test instance. Finally, the bottom window is a terminal session on PS01, which is a client-only configured StorPool node with no local storage. So here's our test script, which takes two parameters. The first is a root text value for the virtual machine instance names, while the second is a count of VMs we intend to create. The script runs two StorPool commands to create a volume from a parent clone called Ubuntu 2004-template, which has already been pre-configured. This is a gold master instance. The first command creates the copy, while the second command attaches the copy to the local server. In both instances, we run the command with a time prefix to get the completion time of the StorPool commands. The script then clones the master template VM, Ubuntu 2004, passing the cloned volume to the new VM. This VM is then started. Let's see what happens when we create 10 test VMs. We can see the script running, and at each stage we're getting an output of the real user and system time for the two StorPool commands. In the Virtual Machine Manager window, we can see the VMs being created and starting up. Throughout the test, the performance of our Windows test volume isn't impacted at all and displays a constant I/O throughput of around about 300 to 310 megabytes a second. We can see that the StorPool commands took between 0.3 and 0.5 seconds to complete, and now we have 10 test VMs completed and ready to use. This is a good demonstration to show that when we create lots of VMs en masse, we can do it without creating any performance impact on existing applications. What happens if we choose to create 50 VMs? Let's see what happens. Rather than wait for the 50 VMs to complete, let's skip ahead to the last few. Here we are as the final VMs are cloned. We can see that the execution time for the StorPool commands has remained constant at around 0.35 seconds. If we now display the status of our StorPool volumes, each shows a 50 GB allocation, but obviously has only a few unique kilobytes of data on disk, representing the block changes as each VM starts up. The volume list command shows that each VM is cloned from the master template. We can now choose to rate limit each VM or move it to another tier of storage. And that completes this demonstration.